feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me.
Hello beautiful people, welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. Well, I'm back today to talk to you about FIO USDT. So with dump that just happened in the market, we see altcoins struggling to even make it back up, and FIO is not an exception. So I'm going to dive into a quick analysis on what we're having on FIO, that the price is currently trading at 0.04586 range. So we see that FIO broke the support that has been respecting since 2022, which was around the range of 0.08484. Now, on breaking the support, of course, we know that it's not just FIO that dumped during last week and last 2 weeks. In fact, the entire crypto community has been on the downside. So the question is, what next lies for FIO? So what I'm saying here is the daily chart, and I'm going to go straight to the point. So what I just draw is the sellers line. So of course, right now we see that the sellers has been dominating FIO since the price touched the range of about 0.4, and now they are back to 0.04586. So first of all, the sellers line means that it shows that we could have a little push down again on FIO, especially if Bitcoin were to retest the downward move support by having one more push to the support to confirm that the 26k range support is going to hold. Now what we're seeing is that FIO could get a reaction as Bitcoin makes that push down again one more time. We're going to see FIO completing the leg to the support. So chances are high we see FIO completing the leg to this trend line right here. So we have a missing leg down on FIO, and chances are high you can see in the previous pass how they keep respecting the same sellers line. So the price is being threatened to move further down to 0.024 range. Now one thing I know about this whole thing is the sideways market we're currently on. So on 4 hours we are experiencing a short pause in the dump, right? And this dump, like I said, could likely have one more leg push down, and this one more leg. Now let me show you what I'm seeing. Of course, there is a mini double bottom currently occurring at FIO right here. So we see a double bottom, but because of the sell-off is so strong. So can this double bottom hold FIO for them to be able to pull back up and turn like this to attack the previous resistance? Because there's a mini resistance right here at 0.07, but the main major resistance is around 0.8 to 0.81 range. That's where the major resistance is. But now you see that they have two options: either they continue the move to the upside or they continue the move down. But we see that chances are high that the double bottom could actually have an effect. But here's the thing: double bottom, double top. So you are seeing a clear 1 and 2. That's a double top, and 1 and 2 double bottom. So what this tells me is simply that the bears and the bulls are currently in equilibrium, which means there is equal buy and equal sell currently going on. So there's no clear assurance that, okay, let's say the market is now bullish or the market is now bearish. In the long term, I can tell you this, we could see that if you are in FIO for the long term, I'm talking about minimum of 2 years. Now I see this pullback as an opportunity to buy more. If you are in FIO for a long term, if you are investing in it for a long term, it's an opportunity to buy more. Because one thing I believe about this whole crypto dump is we're likely not going to see all-time high in most of the altcoin, in fact including Bitcoin, until after the next halving on Bitcoin. I keep saying this in all my analysis because I know that Bitcoin is the king, and when Bitcoin moves, altcoin moves with it. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, we are likely going to be seeing back and forth move in the price for quite some time. Now this this could lead Bitcoin to further go down to 26k, but FIO is going to likely react, right? So we're going to see FIO reacting to the price of Bitcoin going back to 26k. So that will be like a second retest. I like using Bitcoin to check what is going to happen on altcoin, because if Bitcoin makes that move down, FIO is likely going to break this double bottom and head down toward the 0.02 range. In fact, it's 0.02 range, but we see that the trend line is stopping around 0.01415. So are we going to have another leg down? That is very, very possible. So let's look back on daily chart and see how the previous support has played a main goal, right? So we see the previous support. Now the chart I'm using is GetIO chart. That's the chart I'm using because it's the chart that have more data. So in the previous pass, we see the price started at 0.021 range, right? So that's where the previous pass is. So even if we're going to have this deeper retest, it's going to be like breaking of support. So are we going to break the support of 0.2, which the price has been respecting since the listing of FIO? Now I do see FIO as a good investment in the long term, but when I mean long term, I like I said, you have to be looking at FIO after halving of Bitcoin, and halving of Bitcoin is coming 2024. So if you're invested in FIO, I think you should be looking forward to 2025 for a good profit, because this market right now, I will tell you, we need a lot of patience. The reason is that the crypto market just went through a very downside, and it's going to take some people time to recover themselves to want to trust crypto again. So with all these challenges, it's going to force most of this altcoin to be forced to stay in a sideways. What do I mean by sideways? I mean something like this back and forth movement, like literally is going to be on this back and forth. Now the only time I see a possible pull up taking place on FIO is likely a pull up. If we pull up from here where we are right now, if this support were to hold, we're going to see FIO retesting the broken support at 0.08, right? This will be also be a good thing if Bitcoin decided to retest the 40k range, right? It will give us opportunity to have a pull up on FIO. So but here's what I see: FIO likely getting to this bottom, we could see price go sideways, like I said, for a long time. So even if we make it to this point, there will be a sideways, but for the short term period, I do see FIO bulls BS currently having a mini sideways where they are on 4 hours, and if the break is going to happen, I do see likely going to be a break likely to the downside, because I do see Bitcoin retesting the 26k support. So that is what I see on the 4 hours chart. Now if we look at FIO on the longer term, now let's look at it on the daily chart and the weekly chart to see what are the chances we have lying on FIO. But before I continue, don't forget that you can actually join Machiavelli Traders and trade Binance futures live with me. Now if you look closely right here, this is the family and where we trade live together. You're going to, when you come into the house, you're going to get 6 weeks intensive training on how to trade Binance future. After that, you're going to be trading with the family. When I mean with the family, you're going to be trading with me live. I share my trade, I share market insight on the go. It's not just me, you're seeing live results. This is not just me sharing, this is everybody in the house sharing their trade. You can see we take trades together, we enter the position together, we talk about it, we discuss it, and we actually take the trade. Now if you are interested in joining Machiavelli Traders, I can show you more results. Let's just look at the media, a few view of the media of what the results looks like on Machiavelli Traders. So you can see amazing results. If you want to comment, you can see people having position size. You can see amazing results that you have on the platform where we share everything together. both the wins, both the losses. So if you are interested in joining Machiavelli Traders, don't forget that you can visit the website, and the website currently, the access is currently open. And to visit our website, you can go to www.machiavellitraders.com. So this is the page. You can see it's very cheap and is a one-time payment for a lifetime access. So you get to trade with me. You come in, I give you 6 weeks intensive training. Now mind you, I'm a high leverage trader. I trade 125x, and you see all these results you're seeing. If you want to check it yourself, you check it. They are all high leverage trading. Now the funny thing is, these results are not just from me. These results are from people that I have trained, and they are trading every day with me. You can see other amazing results we are currently on every day. 125x, that's BTC 125x, that is Link 75x. That is, you can see different results, and this is no joke. This is live. You are going to sit through the trades with me. You join the family. Access, like I said, is closing on the 23rd of May 2022. So if you're interested, it's cheap. It's one-time payment for a lifetime access. After I train you, I'll become your mentor. I will sit you through every trade. I will teach you trade management. I will teach you everything. In fact, in a dump market, you won't have to have a problem because you have a family behind you, and I'll be right there with you through the thick and thin of this market daily. As you trade with me, take the same trade, and don't worry about not knowing what trade to trade, because I'll share my trade with you and you take along. So if you're interested, don't forget, access is open and it's going to close May 23rd. So back to the chart. Let's go back into the FIO. So like I said, I have high chances that FIO is going to dump right to 0.2 range. I do see that coming. So with that said, let's just look at weekly chart. Now what I'm using, I don't use indicators. I use simple price action. Of course, this strategy is called the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy, and you can see this is the box, and the box is telling me that chances are high we head to the bottom of the box, since we are already in the support range. Now once we are within the support range, it's a good thing, because it tells me that a bounce is likely. You can see this is a support range, right? Now one problem I have with this support range is the fact that it is still a new coin, and you can see the starting point didn't start with a strong hold. It just had a strong pump to the upside. What does that tell me? It gives me the hint that the support might not be as strong as what I expect. Now if I had seen something like a sideways market on the weekly chart, it's like a boost to tell me the support is strong to hold a strong sell-off. But right now, the beginning of this support has no sideways, no accumulation, just a pure pump, green candle, and its weakness is not a good sign of a strong support. So what does that tell me? That tells me that something could happen on FIO, and I will be very, very blunt about what I'm seeing here. So it's up to you what you do with it. And what I see is, if Bitcoin continues to pull back below 26k, it's going to affect altcoin, and FIO is no different. So what I see is FIO could easily shatter the support, right? It could easily shatter the support on the weekly, which is the 0.02 we are expecting in the past. Now what would that now be the bottom? That is where the problem is. The problem is because there is no previous data. The only hope we have right now is FIO stopping at this 0.02 to give us a hint of a move up. But if it breaks below 0.02, does it mean it is the end of FIO? Of course, that is not the end of FIO. Instead, it's telling me we are on a free fall zone. I call it free fall zone because there's no previous data and there's no previous support or anything to say, okay, this is the price where people are going to react to. Instead, everybody's just going to wait it out and see how far down it goes. But definitely it's not going to go to zero like Luna, so please don't get scared. Instead, here's what I see Bitcoin likely taking a strong effect on this token. So if we are to pull back, of course, the first thing I see is this 0.02 range to 0.056 range, or 0.06 range. It's very important for FIO. But if we fail, just know that it's going to have a free fall to the nearest possible support. But let me tell you something, by 2025 even FIO will experience a pump. Because why? 2025 is going to affect the whole crypto community, especially after Bitcoin. It's just something I've noticed, that after 1 year of halving, there is 1 year of pumping, and there is 2 to 3 years of 1 year of halving, 1 year of pumping, 2 years to 3 years of dumping, and then back again. It's like a cycle that Bitcoin has been following since 2013. You can watch my video on Bitcoin. I talked about it, so you see why. For me, the dump opportunity, this dump is an opportunity. Let me just say it like that. If you are on FIO for the long term, at least if you're looking at FIO for the next 2 to 3 years, then it's a good thing. But if you are on a short term, you're going to likely be getting a little impatient. Because why? There will be a sideways market, a move like this. You can see how difficult FIO has been struggling to move since 2021. It's been falling, but it's not even falling that freely. It's been staggering. That's what I expect to happen around this range. So there will be a staggering, and there will be a lot of patience needed. Remember, if you are tired of waiting for spot and you want to learn how to trade futures, you can come to Machiavelli Traders. My training of 6 weeks starts from someone who has never heard about crypto. So if you're a beginner, you're a newbie, you don't know anything about crypto, by the time I train you for 6 weeks, you'll be shocked on how good you will be in shorting the market and buying on futures. Like on futures, I have trading laws combined with Bitcoin Gorilla strategy and other things that you'll be taught on how to avoid liquidations, avoid losses, and become a consistently profitable trader. Remember, if you're on futures and you learn how to trade futures, then when coins are dumping like this, you just leave your portfolio and stick them. While if of course timing is the best thing, it's good to sell at the right time and buy at the right time. But if you are stuck in the market, the best way to recover your losses is to focus on futures, right? If you are long in a coin and the coin seems to be dumping, the best way is to go and hedge it on futures. You can still short the same coin and make your profit back. But I know it is not easy, right? It's easier said than done. The reason being that futures is very risky, and you have high chances of losing all your capital to zero in just one candle. This is why it's good to have someone not just train you, we walk the walk with you. That is what Machiavelli Traders does. So I have drawn the bias line, and let's say we tend to have a pull up. Like I said, if Bitcoin retest the 26k, chances are high it's going to pull up. So if Bitcoin pulls up according to the Bitcoin Gorilla box, then we're going to have this move. First of all, let me take it back to the weekly the daily chart. So this is what I see. So I see this. So if we could make a move to this point, they could where they are right now. Like I said, let's consider the bulls and the bears. What are the chances of the bulls? I've drawn the bias line. This is the bias line, and this is the seller's line. So let's say where they are now, with the double bottom I said they have formed. Let's say they respect it. Let's be open-minded. Then it means they will pull up, right? And their pull-up could stop them at the seller line. Now there are two places they could get stopped. They could get stopped at 0.8. They could get stopped at 0.1. Sorry, I said 0.8. No, 0.082. Or they could get stopped at worst 0.1. So could they move like this? I do see this. A good shot, a good sell-off could occur at 0.1 if it doesn't occur at 0.082. 0.082, so expect it at 0.1. A sell-off that could push them down, that will lead us to retest this point, right? So this is what will happen if Bitcoin continues to pull up at the current price. But like I said, the chances of this is lower than the chances of it first of all going down before it goes up. So I see more higher chances of this playing out. So of this playing out, right? So they will first go down before they go up. So this is what I am saying on FIO. So as a more move like this is going to happen, right? And we could get a pull up, or if they failed, they could extend this move down to this what they call it, this the buyer's line. Of course they could extend it, but we have a threat at 0.08 to 0.1. It's a strong threat because why? In the past it was a point of savior, and now it's going to be a point of betrayal when they go back up. So this is what I am saying on FIO. But don't let this scare you if you are on FIO for the long term. I believe that the pullback is an opportunity to buy more, because by 2025 2026 I am saying this happening on FIO. Let me show you. I do see in 2025 2026, if I'm to predict on what is going to happen, then we're going to have FIO breaking through the seller's line, because we've been on the seller's line for quite some time. So if we break through the seller's line that we've been on since 2021, then they could make a move like that. Now they're going to get attacked at different points. They could get stopped at 0.15, and but my target for 2025 is likely minimum of within this point again, the 0.43 again. Now chances are high we could even see higher than that, because what we are seeing now is a retest of this move coupled with the crash that happened in crypto market. But if this is an opportunity to buy more, then by the time Bitcoin is recovering, FIO is going to recover from it. Remember, it's not good to put the money you want to use instantly in investing in this token, unless you're trading, of course. If you are investing, then it's good to put money that you know you can forget for the next few couple of years, and it will do you a lot of good if you do that for FIO, because it has a lot of potential in the future. So what I would say is be mindful of this support of 0.02 breaking, because if it does, I expect a free fall, but by then I would have come to update you. So but now we are still within the support range, and anything is possible as long as we don't cross below last low. Anything is possible, and there could be a pull up. So I look forward to see what is likely coming, but like I said, chances are high we're still going to see this 0.02. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. If you've liked this analysis, don't forget to subscribe and join me to trade Binance futures, so that you can actually be able to make back your losses. Even in a down market, you will still be making some profit. Thank you for watching. Happy trading.